Okay, today we are learning lesson 1.4, subtracting rational numbers. What we learned today you can also apply to subtract integers. We're going to jump right into example 1, and we start with modeling subtraction of rational numbers on number lines. Example number 1 says, the temperature on an outdoor thermometer on Monday was 5.5 degrees Celsius. The temperature on Thursday was 7.25 degrees less than. That's our keyword that tells us we're going to subtract. Less than the temperature on Monday. What was the temperature on Thursday? So to subtract rational numbers on a number line, you are going to start at 5.5, and if you see, that's where they put the dot when they graphed it, right between 5 and 6, 5.5. When you are subtracting a positive number, you want to move to the left. So I need you to underline that right here. You're going to move to the left because you are subtracting a positive rational number. So we're going to move 7.25 units to the left. If I start at 5.5, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we still need to move 0.25, like a little fourth of the way down. That would leave us right at negative 1.75. If you're wondering what these bars are on 7.25, that is absolute value. I want you guys to go ahead and make that a little larger, and we're going to write down absolute value. You need to know that absolute value is the distance away from 0, and it's always positive. Go ahead and write that too, because if you think about it, distance is always positive. You can't drive a negative amount of miles. Okay, so if you think of distance, it's always got to be a positive. Now it's going to be your turn to do these 3 number lines right here, and I want you to remember that since you are subtracting a positive number on 1, 2, and 3, you are going to move to the left. So I need you to pause the video and try 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's see what you came up with. The first one, number 1, you're starting at negative 6.5, so you guys should have put a dot right above the negative 6.5. We're moving 2 units to the left because we're subtracting a positive number. So if I move 1 unit, that would be at negative 7.5, and then 2 units, I would end up here at negative 8.25. I'm sorry, I said 2.5. Negative 8.5. Number 2, if I start at 1.5, which I should put the dot up here, and I'm moving 2 units, I need to go left. So I would go half, and then right here would end up right at negative half, because that's right between negative 1 and 0, right in the middle. Negative 1/2. I want you to notice that when they gave me a decimal, I gave a decimal answer, and when they gave me a fraction, I gave a fraction answer. On the third one, I start at negative 2.25, which would be about a fourth, not quite in the middle, but about a fourth of the way. From negative 2.25, I'm subtracting 5.5, so I want to go 5.5 units to the left. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then I also have to go another half. So I end up here, which ends up being right at negative 7.75. That's what you should have gotten for number 3. Again, it's a decimal because it was a problem involving decimals. So it should be a decimal answer. On the next section, we're talking about subtracting negative rational numbers. So the first one was subtracting positive. This time we're subtracting negative. So it's exactly the opposite. I want you guys to underline this. We're going to be moving to the right because we are subtracting a negative number. And now we're going to go ahead and read the example. Example number 2 says, during the hottest week of the summer, the water level of the Muskrat River was 5/6 foot below normal. The following week, the level was 1/3 foot below normal. What is the overall change in the water level? So we're trying to find negative 1/3 minus negative 5/6. So we're going to start at negative 1/3. You can see that there's already a dot at negative 1/3. Notice that there's 6 little markings between 0 and negative 1. So 1/3 would be the same as 2 out of 6. Because if we simplified 2 out of 6, we would get our 1/3. So they have the dot at negative 1/3, but I'm moving to the right, and I have to move 5/6 of the way. Well, since these little markings are already cut into 6, I have to move right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that right there represents 5/6 to the right. Well, where did we end up? Right smack in the middle of 0 and 1. So our answer is 1/2, and they have the result right there for you. So now it's going to be your turn, and you're going to try to do 6 and 7 by yourself. Please remember you are moving to the right because you are subtracting a negative rational number. Pause the video. Okay, let's see how you did. We're going to start at negative 0.25, which happens to be right here. Notice that these are cut in fourths. So one of the fourths is 0.25, which is the same as 1/4. And this time we're subtracting a negative, so we're going to move to the right 1.5. So if I move 1, that would be 1.25. But then I need to go another halfway. So we're going to end up here, draw my arrow, and that represents 1.75, and that's positive 1.75. So that would be my answer. That's what you should have gotten. Number 7, if I start at negative 1/2, which would be right here, between 0 and negative 1, that's negative 1/2. Graph that. And this time I'm moving 3/4 to the right. Again, it's already in fourths, so I just have to move over 1, 2, 3 to the right. I'm stopping right here, drawing my arrow. Where did I end up? I ended up at 0.25, but it's a fraction problem, so I shouldn't write 0.25. I should write the fraction equivalency to that, which is 1/4. 1/4, 1 out of 4 quarters, the same thing as 0.25. Now we're going to reflect. We're going to look at comparing the methods between example 1 and example 2. Well, whenever you're comparing, you're looking at, well, what are the similarities and what are the differences? Well, they're similar because on both examples, you can write this down, we used a number line. We used a number line. But when you look at their differences, how are they different? You can say on example 1, we moved to the left because we were subtracting a positive number. And on example 2, we moved to the right because we were subtracting a negative number. Okay, the second page of notes will be the next video clip.